Good morning. This is Natasha, founder of On Purpose Projects, bringing you another tip about how to create a high performance business website. Today, I want to talk about imagery. So, I am not a designer, but having been a part of designing hundreds of websites, I can tell you that even if you're not a designer, there's certain tips that you can follow in choosing the design direction for your website. A question I hear a lot from people who are looking for help with design is saying, I'm not a designer, I just want to trust the designer to make the decisions for me. And I think that there's a place for that, for sure. I mean, a trained designer is going to have experience in choosing the right colors and putting them together and things like that. But what I want to talk about is the imagery, because one thing that we do notice a lot where people are very, very particular, as they should be, is in which images are used on the site. And there are multiple options. Like you can have stock photos. You can have like edited stock photos where you buy the stock photo and then you change the colors, or you change like the overlays, or you Photoshop something off, or things like that. There's custom graphics in terms of pictures of your team, pictures of your office, pictures of your products, things like that. There's modified, there's sort of like custom. There's a purpose. There's the idea of starting from scratch, where you have custom icons, custom images, where you create the idea out of your mind. You hire a graphic designer and they create those images. So you have so many options. Because one thing I see a lot is when we're doing a design or if we're working with stock photos, sometimes our clients are like, we're not getting it. It's not getting there. Like the stock photos will look through, galleries in multiple stock photo companies, and it's not connecting. And in those cases, I'll tell the client, okay, there's no point sort of spending more and more and more hours working through researching stock photos. Let's stop and create something custom. And so whether we do it, or they go to Fiverr, or they go to Freelancer, you're looking for someone who can take those ideas out of your mind and turn it into an image, turn it into an icon, turn it into a logo, whatever you're looking for. But keeping in mind, you may or may not always find the stock photo you're looking for, which is totally normal. But the one important thing about website imagery, again, whether it's custom or whether it's stock photos, is the images have to all communicate the emotion you're trying to create. So for example, last week I was doing a review of a client who is a project management company. And he's like, tell me what you think about the website. And on his homepage of the website, he was showing a boardroom, I guess, of people using his product, like it was on the screen. But everyone in the picture looked worried and looked angry. And I think what he was trying to convey is there's a problem. They're having a problem, like they're project managing, they're planning, they're organizing, but everyone looked stressed. And I know it's subtle, right? But it's a subconscious thing where if someone's using your product or your service and they look sad, that's not great for branding. If you're choosing icons that are maybe cold or dark or heavy, or and it creates this emotional response, and that's not the response you're going for. Everything on the website, the wording, the design, the user experience, has to be about building an emotional connection with your target market. So if your product or service is to help people feel free, feel happy, you have to use colors and brightness and icons and spacing and images like that create that emotion, right? Because people will remember a feeling. So if they get to your site and it feels light and bright and creative and energetic, that's what your brand is trying to create, then that design is on point, right? So people are going to experience what it's like to work with you. They're going to feel it through the imagery and the design of your website. So think very carefully as you're choosing images. Don't just randomly choose stock photos and put them on the site. Make sure that it makes sense with that end feeling, that end deliverable, that end emotional place you're trying to help your client get to. Because as they start creating that emotional connection with your brand, even just from the website, it's just going to build faith and build confidence that you can help them get there. So as you're planning your website, you'll see in the link below, I have a link to a planning course. And in the place of, there's a portion about design planning. And again, you do not have to be a designer. A designer can design, but your role as the client is to really have a feeling for the emotion. So having like a style direction. And again, the designer may not use the images you provide, but you're going to do so much to help create that style and that feeling, and you know your client best. What do they want to feel? And just look at these images and think, do these images help create the emotion I'm trying to create for my client? And if not, don't use it, because every page, every image, every section builds or detracts. So anyhow, again, if you're not a designer, don't worry, just keep that in mind, that that is what a trained designer will try to do, is they're going to make sure that every section builds more confidence, more connection, more rapport, so that when you do talk to this person, or you get on the phone, or you get on a video chat, you already have they already feel like you understand them. And again, it's subtle and it's subconscious, but you'll see it makes a big difference in how you choose your images. I will talk to you tomorrow.